Hi, it's Robin Sharma, the author of the 5 a.m. Club and the Everyday Hero Manifesto. This is a relatively short video which will walk you through some powerful ideas on how superstars multiply their productivity for exponential success. I'm going to jump right into it. The first thing is they spend a lot of time alone. In other words, they go dark. They are hard to reach. You can be around people and notifications and distractions and trivial pursuits, or you can change the world and dominate your domain. You can't do both. You want to schedule time where you are alone. All geniuses have one trait in common. They spend a lot of time alone in their work labs or their studios, concentrating on a single problem for endless periods of time. So they don't have their phones, they don't have distractions, they don't have meetings, they are alone. And that allows their brains to shift from the prefrontal cortex into a phenomenon or state called transient hypofrontality, where your thinking mind, that seat of reasoning in the prefrontal cortex, shuts down for a short period of time and you get into flow state. That term of Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi of University of Chicago. Flow state, that period of time where hours go by in minutes and you get into the seat of genius that exists in every human brain. See, ultimately, as an entrepreneur and as a creator, you are paid to come up with elegant, stylish solutions to big problems. And the more problems you can solve and the more people you can help, the more prosperity you'll receive. But you've got to be alone to do that. And a lot of people, it makes me think of what Blaise Pascal, the French mathematician, said. He said, most of man's miseries derive from his inability to sit quietly in a room with himself. So you've got to practice being alone. And you've got to find that Menlo Park. That's a term for Thomas Edison's work lab, where he'd get away from the world and work on his problems. You've got to find your Menlo Park, that place that you can go to. Maybe it's a spare bedroom. Maybe it's a quiet part of a public library. Maybe it's a cottage by the sea that you Airbnb and you go there for 2 weeks and you go there alone and you listen to the waves, and in the night you cook and in the days you work on your masterwork. Second thing superstars do to multiply their productivity is they work in cycles. If you want to understand how to do this at the highest level, you can read the chapter on the twin cycles of elite performance in the 5 a.m. Club book. It's a book that's grown into a movement of early risers who are owning their mornings. The point I want to offer to you now is the superstars of productivity, those who have the highest impact, and those who are in the game for the longest, because the key to legendary is longevity. You want to stay in the game longer than your peers and everyone else around you. And the key to that is work in cycles. So I call it the high excellence cycle and the deep recovery cycle. I guess what I'm suggesting to you is elite performance without deep recovery is an empty victory. So the superstars work in bursts of intense work and then they take time off. So that's the 5 great hour rule that I talk about in my book, The Everyday Hero Manifesto. You work 5 hours. It takes most people 2 weeks to get 5 hours of real versus fake work done. And after those 5 hours, maybe it's 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, or let's say take the rest of the day off, because it's not the hours that you work that's important. I'm not a member of the hustle and grind culture. You want to work smart and intensely when you work, and that's the power of the 5 great hours rule. 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, no distractions, no interruptions, no social media, no watching TV, no chatting, no scratching your belly. All you're doing is working on the biggest opportunity to allow you to own the game. And after that, after those 5 great hours, take the rest of the day off. Go have dinner with a family member, go get a massage, or go to an art gallery, or go for a mountain bike ride, or a walk, or read a book, or listen to an audiobook, or watch the stars. And then every week, take it 1 day off. A digital Sabbath, 1 day off, no technology. Then every quarter, take a week off. Watch what happens to your productivity, because you are paid to work really, really hard. What else would I say? I would say the superstars who multiply their productivity also don't allow toxic people around them. So you want to really think about that, okay? You want to release the energy vampires and the dream stealers from your life. I think you can change the world, honor your primal genius, live a beautiful life, or you can allow people who minimize you and who don't understand you, and they're takers and they're entitled and they don't want to work, but they want the rewards. You can allow those people into your life. And so I think it's really important if you want to upgrade your productivity. I talk about this in the Everyday Hero Manifesto. It's called the IPOP principle: input productivity to output elite performance. Input positivity to output elite performance. Whatever you allow into your mind and your heart and your spirit is going to affect your performance and your productivity. So really release any forms of toxicity and negativity and apathy for your life. Final two ideas that I want to offer to you is definitely dial in your morning routine. The way you start your day dramatically sets up the productivity of your day. And the one thing you want to do is start with sweaty exercise. You'll release BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which optimizes your cognition and your perception of your brain. Sweaty exercise first thing in the morning reduces cortisol, the fear hormone. It will release dopamine, the inspirational neurochemical. It will release serotonin, which will make you feel better. It will release norepinephrine, which actually increases your focus. And focus is more important than intelligence if you want to be an elite producer. So really calibrate your morning routine. Start with exercise. After that, definitely write in a journal. Get to know yourself by writing in a journal. Write how you want your day to unfold. Willpower researchers call it a pre-commitment strategy. You write about you want to be patient, you want to be focused, you want to eat really well, you want to be super productive, you want to have balance in the evening. Writing out that pre-commitment strategy is how you increase your willpower to execute on your intentions. And then the final part of a great morning routine is taking some time to grow. So that could be an audiobook, it could be reading, it could be reviewing your high-value targets for the year, doing some meditation, doing some prayer, but definitely start your day well. Final thing I want to end with, in this relatively quick video, hopefully I've served you well and given you some great information, but the final thing I want to offer you is non-routines. You hear a lot of people talking about morning routines, pre-sleep rituals, work routines, vacation routines. I'm encouraging you to actually have days off where you don't have any routine whatsoever. In other words, be part warrior, lots of routines, discipline, and part artist. You've got to make time to let your mind wander and your heart wander, and just to live in the moment where you savor the fruits of your labor. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? I believe success without soulfulness is a very empty victory. Okay, hopefully the ideas have been helpful. Definitely subscribe to my channel if you like this video and you want more videos on elite performance, making a difference in your life, making a difference in the world, basically living your primal genius. Subscribe to the channel. And also, here's the final thing I want you to do. Leave a comment in the comments section telling me what one idea or one insight that did I share in this relatively quick video that was most helpful to you and why. I wish you great success. All green lights. Go out there and change the world.